Good evening, and welcome to Matt Montoya Live. Ha? Wala yung counter ko. Teka, gusto ko magkaroon ng counter bago tayo mag... Oh, di ba? Good evening, welcome to Matt Montoya Live. I'm your host, Matt Montoya Ingson. Hello, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Nako. First of all, I want to say I'm very sorry. Last Tuesday po, nagkaroon po tayo ng konting technical problems. Actually, medyo inaayos po natin yan. And then medyo may ginawa ako at nasira ako lalo. Medyo nasira ako lang siya. So we had to postpone the program last Tuesday. But now we're back on the air, and of course, ayos na po, plansado na. So we'll be preparing for this Thursday, today's program. At saka yung mga napili po for ayuda ni Matt Montoya last Tuesday, itatawagan po natin yan tonight. So don't worry, because we will be calling you. All right? So don't worry. So we'll be choosing 4 people tonight para po sa ayuda ni Matt Montoya. Okay? Mamaya po yan. At the end of our program tonight, we have a jam-packed show. Of course, we have a guest tonight. We have Antonio Aguirre Jr. Coach Antonio will be joining us on the program. So, antayin nyo yan. Mamaya-maya konti po yan. So, let's start the program. Here we go. This program is brought to you by Sosmar Joseph Marikina Heights Branch. Masarap kahit walang manok. good evening dami na nanonood sa atin. Alright, okay, good evening, Isay, who's watching us from YouTube. Hello, Isay, our semi-guest host. Magandang gabi sa Isay. Good evening also to Lori Lovelyn, Annie, ha? Good evening. And also to our other viewers, a shout out din kay Ali Ira. Oh, hello, good evening to you. Saan kayo nanonood, ha? Ali, where are you watching us from? Good evening also to Evelyn Catalasan. Evelyn, nanonood sa atin yan mula Nueva Ecija, kung di ako nagkakamali. Alright, good evening sa iyo, Evelyn. Who else do we have here? We have, ayan, a Lovelyn Annie who's always watching us from Padre Garcia in Batangas. Magandang gabi sa iyo. Basta walang class, I'm watching. Oy, nagmagawa ka na module mo, Ali. Good for you. Shout out to Mr. George Roque. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat dyan sa Subic. I know George is watching us from Subic Bay. Good evening, Ali, who's watching us from Lebak, Sultan Kudarat. Uy, kamusta dyan? Ali, magandang gabi sa iyo. Alright, mamaya po tayo sa ating shout out at greetings later, okay? Last one, good evening to you, Mary Grace Joaquin Saba. Ay, magandang gabi sa iyo. Okay. Alright, reminder lang po, yung mga sumasali po sa ayuda ni Matt Montoya, that is not chosen sa ating comment section, okay? Pre-chosen po yan ng admin ng Lost Channel, and of course, nakapili na po sila before tayo mag-start ng program. Pwede pa rin po kayo sumali every Tuesday and Thursday, at namimili po tayo na mabibigyan ng ayuda ni Matt Montoya. So, please like and share our instructions para kayo po ay manalo. Alright, for tonight's video of the day, meron po tayong video na sinabit na ating, sponsors. Maraming salamat po sa ating sponsor, Sosmar Joseph Marikina Heights. Thank you so much for supporting our program. And we have a video from them. So, panoorin po natin yan. Pero bago yan, intro muna natin. Okay, ano kaya itong video na to? Ay, may ganun. Hindi.
Sarap naman eh ito.
Sino masarap?
Order nga.
Hala. Uy!
It's not my fault. You've been lying, saying that I took away your peace.
Grabe naman pala.
Drowning by yourself, now you wanna blame me. Like you have no options. I ain't take your options. Now I'm not the problem, man, that's on you, yeah. You've been terrorizing me, yeah, I'm always wrong. I knew you lost your mind when you dropped that bomb. Girl, are you crazy? Yeah, you must be crazy. I've been thinking lately it's you.
Kuya.
Andito na, pinakabagong manok.
Ayun naman pala.
Liga na, atin ng tikman. Sauce pala, ay salt ka na. Masarap kahit walang manok. Sauce Joseph.
Grabe naman kumain si ate. Yan ang hirap eh. Alright, maraming salamat po, Sosmar Joseph, Marikina Heights. Medyo hindi ako get over. Nagugutom lang ako sa video na yan. Alright, let's get into with our program tonight. Pasok na po tayo sa ating profiles with our guest. This program is brought to you by Sosmar Joseph Marikina Heights Branch. Masarap kahit walang manok.
Dahil mahal kita, dahil mahal. Sos Mariosep, juicy, masarap kahit walang manok.
Masarap kahit walang manok.
Alright, we are here. Ayan, I know he's been waiting for us. Thank you, brother. Good evening sa'yo.
Hi, bro.
How are you?
I'm good. Kamusta?
Alam niyo po,
Nice
medyo
to be
busy si Antonio tonight, so we're very thankful that he is with us. On a short notice, maraming salamat, brother.
Okay lang, basta ikaw. Ang hirap
Ayun!
pumunta sa'yo eh.
Thank you so much. Well, actually, alam mo, I've always been wanting to guest you on our program kasi I've seen your growth. Yan, I've seen his growth. I've known Antonio for ano na ba, close to more than a decade. Huwag natin sabihin kung gaano.
Yeah.
Huwag natin sabihin kasi nalabas yung mga edad natin, brother. But I've seen this guy from where he was before, who was street fashion, sneakers, lahat po yan, to where he is now. Grabe. I have to give it up to you. Sabi ko nga sa admin ng channel, sabi ko, i-google niyo yan siya, makikita niyo kung sino si Antonio Aguirre Jr. And that's why I want to have him on our program tonight. Okay? So, but let's backtrack first kasi marami sa mga viewers natin who probably know you as Mr. Soul Slam and who is now very different, no? So let's do the backstory first. Sino ba si Antonio Aguirre Jr.?
Well, where do I start?
Yeah, start anywhere. We have all the time in the world.
In college, my course was computer applications. So what I do now is completely way left field.
Pareho kami ng course dyan sa Binild, computer applications.
That was the easiest course back then. For me, it turns out it was one of the most difficult. But then, and then I find myself going into nothing close to that, which is the call center. So I find myself in tech support.
After college, you decided to just mag-call center muna. Okay.
I had two different jobs. Didn't turn out too well for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was the easiest thing for me to do when something that I'm good at, which is computers. So I went
right.
And then worked my way up really, really fast. I went from being agent, supervisor to manager. And then, but it just wasn't really for me. The things wherein I never figured out before why I couldn't stay more than a year and a half at the job. Wherein I find some of my friends and peers in the industry are still there.
Okay, all right.
So I always, I had a good salary. I was happy with what I'm making. I was making 6 figures in my salary, but there was no happiness for me. Like it was always empty. And
how long did you stay in the BPO?
From 2004 to about 2010.
Matagal din. 6 years.
Yeah.
That's a pretty long time.
7 years. Yeah, 7 years,
7
pretty
years.
much.
Oh.
And then, when a door closes on you, I got retrenched basically. Our whole account got retrenched.
Okay.
We were shipped off to another country, our business, and then I lost a job. I lost my job, and I couldn't get another one to replace it. So I didn't have any job, and then so me and my wife Christina, we decided to go to the States, and then for a quick vacation to reset and stuff. and
Right.
there I
And
had
the,
an
and, the,
idea.
and that's when you got the idea. Okay, I want to do something I like.
Yes, which is during the time I was working at BPO, I was already doing events on the side. I was working with Direct Robbie Carmona. I
Okay.
was working for Ricky Reyes for
Mm-hmm.
for his events back then, and a lot more. So
Mm-hmm.
different people in the industry. So I've had a background with events, and so there was something I loved. The adrenaline, the rush,
Right.
you know,
Right. Right.
the pitfalls of it, you know, and the gifts that come with
But
it.
what
So that
specifically in the event? Okay, because when you say event, there's a lot of that. There's
right, right.
wedding, there's parties,
No, no, no,
etc.
no. Yeah. So
What? What? What?
I
Yeah.
like staging big events like concerts. I like
Right.
being in production with concert events, bringing in guests from the US, taking care of those
Right.
guests. The logistics parts, getting reservations, those types of things. So it was something I really liked to do back then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's what got excited me. So it was a blessing in disguise that I lost my job because I wouldn't find things that I like to do because of that. Because it was something uncomfortable for me. Because the
Yeah.
job for me
Okay.
was very comfortable. It was very routinary. You know, you wake up. I work night shift, so I wake up 3 and then go to the gym and then go to
Burned
work at
out
6.
and
Burn out.
eventually decided, okay, I want to do something that the passion that I like, and that's where it led you to Soul Slam. But what
Yes,
the sneaker, para sa mga sneaker heads out there, there was already a lot of big activities revolving around the sneaker industry, so to speak. But what
right.
what made you go into that and say, okay, ito gagawin ko to.
So me and my friends in a Facebook group called Soul Haven Sneakerheads Club, we decided to do an event. We were only about 200 members back then. Remember, this was 2011, so uh, nobody knew much about shoes back then.
Right,
I only
right,
knew about Jordans, and I was just collecting a few of those. And then we decided to start a small event just in a gym
right,
in
right.
Roanoke Art Center. And then we did one event. We only had tickets for 500 people. And
Okay,
then
okay.
I had to rush. I had to find someone to rush to go to National Bookstore to get a stamp because we had 2,500 people waiting
Wow.
outside to get into the event. And then
So that was your first event back in 2011. Sabi ni
that I produced and spent all my
everything on your
money
own.
on everything. I had
Angelito Arsenio Jr. says that he was there, Lodi Koyan was there in almost all Soul Slams.
thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Uh, so from
Yeah,
2011, that small, quote unquote, small event, which was obviously
right.
not small because you had 5 times more than what you anticipated.
Right.
Uh, you continued every year.
In fact, I was able to do 9 events from 2011 to 2016. So in
Wow.
5 years, I was able to do 9 events. I could have done 10
Okay.
and more had things gone in a different direction for me. Because
Okay.
in 2015, um, I sold majority of Soul Slam to an
Mm.
international company. So I sold majority of my shares in that. So that was my first go in terms of entrepreneurship and marketing.
Right.
Because when I did Soul Slam, I never had any marketing experience. I had no
Right.
marketing team.
Mhm.
So I was
You learned
everything much
everything on your
learning
own. On your
on
own.
the
Yeah.
fly. Like I was making those cheesy lines that are you ready? Things like those, the most common things when you
Right.
have an event. Are you ready? No one's ready for an event. Okay, so
That's right.
that's what I say. Are you so
Are you ready? Of
those
course.
cheesy taglines? So you learn from that, and then you move on to the next, and so on. And one of the brands that sponsored that wasn't sponsored during the first event went there. It was a
Mhm.
telecommunications company, and they asked me for a
Mhm.
meeting after the first event, and they said, you know what? You just created a niche market of the most impulsive buying people in the Philippines.
Wow.
Because these are people that buy based on their wants, not on their needs. I mean,
Correct.
how many pairs of Jordan 1s in
Do you
different
really
colors
need?
do you need?
Do you really need? Right. Exactly. I mean, ako, you know this. I was sort of into shoes back then, until a
Right.
few years ago. Right, that's correct. It's an impulse buy. Hindi mo kailangan, but you really
Right.
want to, but not really need to.
Yeah,
And
it's
you created that for how many years?
right. So that was the only thing I was doing. Yun lang talaga yung focus ko. Wala nang
Right,
iba. I wasn't doing any of our business, whatever it was on the other side. Soul Slam and anything about sneakers and streetwear and fashion and music related to it. That's the only thing on my mind. Whenever I wake up, it's the first thing I would do. I would those shoes. We
right,
opened up a store and another one. So we opened up two stores in Katipunan and Parañaque. We opened up sneaker stores and then we kept on doing event twice a year.
right, right.
And that
And,
would
and,
make
and
serious money.
money, right? And eventually, you had what, hundreds and thousands of followers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
At a
I
certain point,
remember
Gold
I
Slam came
remember.
the
So we
Instagram.
have we had the Facebook account. I used my personal Facebook account back then to
Right,
promote. I didn't even think about creating a Facebook fan page for Soul Slam. Not
right.
not until the second event.
Okay,
So I separated myself from the Facebook fan page and then I used my personal Instagram account
right,
to promote the event. So it was just Soul Slam Manila. That was just me you know, and then the Twitter account. And then we went
right,
viral on Twitter for every event that we did. Every event, the hashtag that we used, it always
right,
went viral. So
right.
more and more notoriety for the brand, and then people from other countries heard about it.
And they started coming
Even
over to the Philippines and visiting
yes,
your
yeah,
events.
yeah, big
And
names like
what was your biggest event from the 6 years that you were doing Soul
I,
Slam?
I would say the eighth and ninth event. The eighth event featured Nice Kicks, which is a huge
Right,
brand in the US, and we had
right,
support from most of the big sneaker brands in the Philippines, especially Vans. They
right.
went full in terms of support.
Mm-mm.
And then we
At
had
this point,
Bundy
you
as
were
a
doing your
guest
events at
at the
Asian
World Trade Center.
World Trade Center. That's right, World
Right.
Trade Center.
So we had massive crowds of 6,500 to 8,000
Wow,
people in
dami.
one day from 12 noon to 8 p.m. It was
And
just,
yeah,
it's like Christmas rush in Green Hill Shopping Center. That sort of thing.
tama,
uh,
tama.
People went crazy. I remember in Solstam 8, it was raining so hard. There was a typhoon. So we were
But
at the
people still
tent
came.
and
Peop-
yeah, it's funny if you would see the people would come and they had their most expensive sneakers, but they had plastic wraps on it. And then when they went in the venue, whoop,
Tatanggalin yung
out
sapatos,
goes
yung
out goes tanggal na ng mga plastic
plastic.
bags nila.
Because
Tapos tanggal ng mga hoodie.
right at that point, Soul Slam was not just an event for sneakers, but or street fashion and all of that. It was also a place to be seen, parang semi fashion show for sneakers.
Yes, it was. It was. If there was a Manila fashion events here, there was a
Right,
Manila streetwear fashion event. Every
correct.
time, celebrities would come to those events who were sneakerheads, legit
Right,
sneakerheads, and they would just go and flaunt their most expensive sneakers or their
right.
favorite sneakers there, and they would take pictures with their fans in there, and everyone can approach everyone as long as they know they're a sneakerhead inside. So
I think one of the most infamous or famous, for that matter, in sneakerheads in the Philippines to this day is DJ Big Boy Cheng, which is of
of
course,
course,
um,
there's Big Boy Cheng, and
yeah,
we're here,
and,
and
and
everyone
there's
else.
everybody else.
Just
China, China's
everyone.
way up there, and
Yeah,
we're all down here.
yeah,
But
we're just
obviously,
here.
just like DJ Big Boy Cheng, he has soared into international
Right.
stardom. Eh, siguro yun yata yung word that I can
He
use.
he has the most precise and most comprehensive type of sneaker collection in the world. It's not just the expense part of it and
Right,
the volume, it's the quality of sneakers because he
right,
likes art a lot. So
correct.
it's
Because
very
he's an
it's
artist.
very
Correct.
impressive. It's very impressive because he's
Oh,
an artist. Yeah.
yeah. So spanning from that, that's why yun nga yung Ronak Art Center, where is also his art gallery, basically, where DJ
Right.
Big Boy
Yeah.
is. That spans because marami nagsasabi, okay, sneaker collections. That's only for quote unquote the rich or those who can afford it. But it's actually an art in itself because you have
Right,
to like a
right,
particular form of shoes or sneakers.
right.
For the ladies, nandyan yung mga beautiful stilettos and all the types
Hmm.
of shoes.
Right. Heels,
For us
yeah.
men, yan yun eh. Yan yun. In fact, itong mga sneakers na to, itong rubber
Right.
shoes, nasabi ng ating mga parents, yung rubber
Oo.
shoes mo,
Rubber shoes mo, oo. Oh my
uh,
God, cringy.
di ba? Pero actually, hindi na nga ganun. It's no longer that because we all know that these brands, we won't mention them kasi hindi natin sila sponsors, but
Mm.
all of these brands that we have now on the market today, even the lesser known brands, no, yung mga sabihin natin Grosby. Sino ba yung
Oo,
Grosby na yan?
oo, oo. Correct.
Back in the day, these were the brands to be seen and to be worn. So
Yeah.
bumalik yan because of this streetwear fashion that we have
Right.
now today.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
six years later, after doing the first Soul Slam, and then after selling your rights, your passion for sneakers, what made you decide to suddenly, okay, I think I've had enough of this industry or of this passion that I've
Yeah.
had for, and then suddenly decided, okay, I've learned a thing or two or a lot from my investments, from my business, from my marketing, from my entrepreneurship, and decided, okay, I want to share this and become a business coach. Paano nangyari yun?
Well, I read a book in 2016 called Minimalism.
Mhm.
So I slowly adopted the belief. It's a way. Minimalism is a way of life. It's not an end game. People think that
Right.
okay, I've lost all the things that I have here now. I just have my ball pen in my bed.
Okay.
Nothing else. What's next? It's not like that. It's how you actually live your life. So slowly, I learned how to live with the the most important things that matter to me. So
Right.
I now take care of things that matter to me more rather than trying to collect what's there. And with that, I also learned the Stoic philosophy,
Mhm.
like with Seneca, Marcus Aurelius.
Right.
So I learned how to live in modesty, meaning the lesser things I want, the wealthier I got.
That's
So
right.
that type of mindset. Because if you don't want anything, you are absolutely rich. If you don't want a nice house, nice car, what you have, then you have everything that you need, right? If you have food, clothing, shelter,
Well said.
what else do you need, right? Do you need a Ferrari? Why? I mean, can't you be happy in a whatever
Meron ka lang
car you're
kotse.
driving now?
Right. Right.
Yeah,
So okay. That's a 360-degree literally
yeah.
turn around kasi like you said earlier, you created that want industry
Yes,
basically.
the want industry.
Want industry, and then suddenly one day after, I guess, an epiphany, there's no other way of saying it, uh bigla ka na lang nagsabi, okay, I don't want this
I'm
anymore.
done. Yeah,
I'm done.
I went from 1,000 at most 1,257 pairs of
Wow.
sneakers.
1,250 sneakers.
Yeah, and I had a collection of more than 600 hats,
Okay.
collectible hats, thousands of pieces of clothing. I mean, who needs 300 pairs of jeans? I'm not just me back then. I had 300 pairs of jeans. I don't know why I had 300 pairs of jeans and so many designer bags and shoes and stuff. So um, I started letting them go one by one.
Right. Right.
And then I wanted lesser branded clothes, lesser colorful things and stuff.
Mhm. Mhm.
I wanted to focus on what brings me value. There, slowly. It wasn't like like cold turkey, like you stop smoking overnight. Sure,
Yeah.
there were days wherein,
So it,
oh
it
my
took
god,
you
I like
it
that
took
pair of
you a while.
shoes. I still want to buy it. Yeah, it took me a while. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still a sneakerhead.
Oh, syempre.
I
I don't
I
think it ever goes away from you.
it,
But
it
then
it
you just
doesn't ever
realize,
go
okay,
away. Yeah.
I don't need this today. Maybe sometime soon, but not today.
Yeah. So, but now I don't fret. I don't feel
Mhm.
bad if there's a sneaker release and it doesn't, it doesn't reach my feet. I'm okay. Like I
Right.
can get sleep, right? So, I stopped thinking about wanting something and then having it. I mean, do you remember the last time, like when you bought a car, let's say a brand
Right.
new car, right? The feeling of getting out of the casa, right?
Masarap.
And then
Maganda yung
you're
pakiramdam.
holding the steering
That's,
wheel, right?
yes, yes.
The
It's
first
a
time you have it
feel
gas,
good.
right?
Right.
Right?
So,
Remember that feeling? It will never be that 100% after
correct.
a month or after a
Tama,
week.
wala na. Actually, in
It's
fact,
gone.
just a few days after, then you realize, oh, okay na. I'm still happy,
Yeah, I'm
but not
good.
as happy
Yeah,
as the first day. So,
right.
but of course, that's a 360 turnaround, and then you wanted to share your experience with others. Now you're coaching businesses to this minimalist mindset, tama ba? Or are you telling them to do
No,
something else?
no, no. I'm my real
Okay, right
focus
now, oh, it's different.
is to be a business coach that provides value
Okay.
to elite entrepreneurs and startup entrepreneurs. I like investing in startup businesses that I think has
Mm-hmm.
potential. So
Not, no
I
specific
coach
industry.
yeah, I coach students that I think has potential when it comes to their business because I like building, growing, and selling a brand. My
Okay.
thing is I will build a brand from scratch out of nothing that I feel can support the community, and that
Right.
community will be the one to sustain it. So I
Mm-hmm.
build and sell brands. So just like people build and sell houses, I
Okay.
build and sell brands. So with Soulsam, when I was able to sell Soulsam for a very, 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 very good price back then for me,
Mm-hmm.
that actually got me a lot out of debt back in 2015 when I finally sold the brand. And I had that idea that okay, I started Soulsam from scratch, from a brand in
Mm-hmm.
5 years. Can I make it in less than 12 months with the brand? And I started with another product.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beauty product, and then we worked on there, and then from there,
Mm-hmm.
we just grew that, and then came another brand, which is a service, and then we did it again. We were able to sell it. So now I have the blueprint to do that over and over again. And I
And
said,
decided to share it with others.
I wanted to share it with people because if I can teach someone what they already know, because the difference between an entrepreneur and an employee is that the employee sees the problems, everything
Right.
in society, the
Correct.
relationship, their
Correct.
families, etc., etc. They know the problems, but the entrepreneur sees the same. But nakikita rin niya yung solution, and he
Tama.
sells the solution for a profit.
Correct. So
So
you so
that's the
you're
basic premise of being an entrepreneur.
and that's what you're trying to teach everybody now, startup
Yes,
and those who want to
yes.
excel. Uh,
Everyone can start their own business,
mhm.
even from with zero collateral,
Oh, ayan.
with zero money at all. You could start a business by by just your skill.
Correct.
Everyone pays for a
And
skill.
that's actually that's exactly what you did. Of course, obviously you had a little bit of capital on your own money, but
Yeah,
yung concept, and suddenly you decided, okay, one day I'm going to do my passion, and I did my
right.
passion, and you had
Yeah,
your passion, and eventually you turned that into a big profit.
and I proved it with business coaching because the students that I have,
Mhm.
they don't pay
They
based
don't
on
pay.
the rates that I provide. I mean,
Wow.
they pay me based on their dreams, right?
Okay.
Based on how they see themselves in the future. So right
Okay.
now, just an example, if one of my students is going to, future students will approach me and said, he wants me to coach me, I'll ask them, what do you want to see yourself in the future? So I let
Right.
them envision that, who they are, and if I can really help them, if they have it in them to produce that amount of success in them, then I'll help them with that. So I make them think based out of their future, not their current situation.
So that in essence, hindi na rin yung business coaching. That's also more of life coaching.
Yeah,
I-
it is. It is.
in the way
Before you can even set yourself in a business, people think business is about being a CEO,
right.
the person calling the shots and everything. It's a responsibility. And if you
Tama.
don't have the mental fortitude for it, because in business, you're going to have the highs of highs and the lowest of lows.
Right.
It's not like
Right.
in work where in 15/30th you get something out of the
Uh,
salary
uh,
for doing something repeatedly over and over
correct.
again. I will have highs, extreme highs, and extreme lows. And some people will not be capable of doing it. Oops, I think it's gone.
Are you still there,
Yeah, yeah,
Antonio?
I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Okay,
here.
so we
Okay.
just had a minor setbacks. I
Oh.
don't know what happened. So
So
you
yeah.
were saying, yeah.
So I mean, you will have highs as highs and lows as lows, and that's where I come in to help them realize that, having a business is playing the long game, not the short game.
Right.
So
So
I
so
put them
today,
in the right
right.
mindset. To be successful, you have to be in the right mindset. You have to be in the right winning mindset. If you have a losing mindset that you say you can't, or
Then wala
it's
na. That's the
impossible
end of
to,
it.
wala na. Why are you
Wala na.
even doing it, right?
Tama.
And I hate people that think, okay, I have a business that I want to start, but I also have a job. So I have a plan A, but my plan B is my job. That's my fallback. In
Right.
business, the thing is, if you have a plan A, there's nothing else. It's either you succeed or you fail.
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct.
when you fail, there's the lesson that comes out of it,
Correct.
right?
So there, you don't
So
always lose. Eh. Even if you fail, there's actually still
you
a
learn.
growth in that. You learn, and learning is actually
It's
going
a
rich,
tuition
getting rich.
fee.
Correct.
It's a tuition fee, right?
Uh,
I'm very proud to say my 7 failures in business. I've talked about it in my YouTube channel, in
right.
my Facebook accounts. How proud I am of all my failures in life. Because if not for my failures, I wouldn't be right for once. Like with Soul Slam,
Mm-hmm.
I went right once, and
Right.
after that, everything else fell into place. Because it's not like music wherein you can be a one hit wonder and you make
And then
money,
that's it.
right? Here in business, if you hit one right, you'll be
Right.
remembered for that, not for the failures.
Correct. Correct.
You'll be remembered for everything that you're successful in. No one knows
Knows what
you
happened. Correct.
yeah.
Tama. So right now, okay. So you've been doing this since 2017, 2018.
Yeah, reluctantly I became a mentor for a couple of people in 2016
Okay.
who were my
So
employees, and
okay.
then I slowly learned more about coaching. The
So you
thing
didn't.
is, coaching
You
coaching is really
suddenly.
easy.
Right.
Coaching
Right.
is really easy. What I can tell you is coaches is not about giving the best answers
Mm-hmm.
to your mentees or to your
Okay.
students. It's about asking the best questions.
So the days themselves can actually understand and what they need to do.
Correct.
Tama.
Absolutely. So
Uh,
if I coach someone, they know better than me. If I have a student who's a pilot,
right.
I would not know better than a pilot, right?
Obviously.
So I would ask him the questions that he himself could be able to answer. That's it.
And then
So
relate that into to their business
correct.
opportunities.
Correct.
Uh,
They know themselves their capability, but I want them to break through that fear, because the
okay.
fear that they have is the limitations that they set for themselves. When someone says, like, for me, what do you want to see in your bank account? The first thing they would say, let's say, for them, let's say, coach, I want to see 5 million pesos in my bank account. Okay. Why five? Why not 25?
Uh,
Because that's scary, he's going to say. It scares you because you're not familiar with it. If you don't
right.
visualize it in your head,
Mhm.
and it means that if you don't see it, then you won't achieve it. Right?
Right.
You can't hit a target that does not exist. Right?
Correct.
Imagine
Tama.
playing darts, bro.
Mhm.
Darts without the bull's eye. What would you hit?
Wala. Nothing. You hit
Wala,
nothing.
nothing. You're hitting white.
Yes.
That's it. Nothing, right? So you need a target that exists and
Right.
that's achievable in a certain time period. And you need to make a commitment. So there's no such thing as getting, let's say, 25 million for nothing, right?
Mm.
I
You have to
mean,
work for it, obviously.
you have to give something in return to receive it,
Right.
right? In
Tama.
terms of something of value. Like, let's say your intellect.
Mhm.
Let's say you become a consultant for someone that
Right.
needs your expertise, let's say in marketing, or
Mhm.
you're good in accounting, or you're maybe a good coach when it comes to singing, right? Or
Yep.
you're a
Mm.
manager. So those are infinite, in terms of quantity. Like, that skill is not quantifiable in numbers. So you can teach as many as you can, right?
And
And that's itself its value.
that's exactly what you're doing now, and all our viewers right now are obviously learning a lot from all of these things. And si Antonio has his own podcast, which I like for you, all of you, to please listen. It's called
The Life
Life
Tech
Tech Show.
Show.
Life Tech Show.
Correct.
All right, so we're running out of time, but and I'm very very thankful, because if I let you go on, you're gonna go on for the whole hour, and we don't want our listeners to
I might, yeah.
and we don't want our listeners to prelude your program kasi kailangan panoorin nila yan. So it's a live deck show. But here, for our other guests, what I do is I show them random photos from their social media, and they share a little bit about their lives.
Sure.
So I'm
I
gonna show
rarely
you.
post photos nowadays, but yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, and, we're gonna show these to you, and then you tell us what makes these things or these photos memorable. Let me just
Matt,
quickly.
did you tell your viewers once upon a time you were the host at my wedding? Oh my God,
I I did not.
it's awesome.
Ayoko na sana pong
But
i-mention
let's
yung
not
part
tell
na yan.
when I got
What
married,
year
di
it
ba?
was. What year it
Di ba?
was.
Oh, let's not tell
Uh,
that anymore. Pero yun lang,
uh,
astig ka nun eh.
oh my
Grabe.
God. I remember, sige, kwentuhan natin bago natin ano yun yan. That was in Intramuros, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
It
Intramuros,
is
yeah.
Intramuros.
Right
Back in the
across the
day,
San Agustin Church, yeah.
it was a very memorable event kasi alam niyo po, we were not expecting a lot to happen that day. It was more of a parang an
Yeah,
open-ended activity that
right.
Antonio and I and his wife Christina, who has been a good friend of mine since she was young. And then we decided, oh sige nga, ikaw na mag-host ng wedding. Like, anong gagawin ko pare? But I've been
Bahala
hosting,
ka.
bahala ka. But
Bahala ka.
it was very
Yeah, it's
memorable.
so
Okay,
memorable. Thank you.
you're welcome. And we've stayed good friends ever since.
Oh
Okay,
my God,
first
Met Gala.
first photo on this collage about your life in the last few years. Saan to? Ano to?
That was in New York.
New York. Okay.
That was in the Knickerbocker Hotel.
Okay.
I was gonna attend. That was before I attended the Met Gala in 2019. I was
Okay.
one of the actually two or three Filipinos invited to attend
Wow.
the Met Gala event, the pink carpet.
Wow.
So that was very memorable for me. I'd probably never be able to do that again. I've seen Kanye West there, Kim Kardashian,
Were you able to
famous
hobnob
celebrities.
and rub elbows with these people? Kasi may
Um,
post-party yan eh. Diba? There's always the Met Gala
yeah, there was
post-party.
a post party. They were so strict. I had a
Oh,
camera. They took
okay.
out the memory card and
Wow.
had me delete it.
Oh
So
my
it was
gosh.
that strict. I don't want to say more about it, but yeah,
So there were no other
that was
photos aside from this one
I
outside the hotel,
yeah
at the
I
hotel.
my phone was covered. I could not take photos. There was only photos from the photographers,
Official photographer,
official
obviously.
photographers. Yeah, so they were not allowed back then. But
But then, of
it
course,
was
that
for
is
me
it.
the memories of those being able to ride a limousine, going down the event. People taking photos of you and they say, "Who's this guy?"
It's a very memorable event. Okay, next photo.
Oh
Soul
wow.
Slam. Where is this? World Trade. World Trade to.
No, that was
Oh,
Soulsam
this is in ano
Ultimates.
pala?
One Esplanade.
Juan Esplanade. Tama,
Yeah,
tama.
yeah. Jerry Lee, one of my good friends. Jerry Lee was a guest there, the event, and Genevieve Chanel. They
This
were
was Soul
from the
Slam
US.
6, sama ba? Or
2013, no, 2013. So that's
oh,
one, two, three, fourth event. That was our fourth event,
40.
I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Because this was
Fun times.
before World Trade Center. Ito pa yung
Yes,
bigger
we were
venue but not as big.
not as big as the World Trade, but we had thousands in those. And outside, we had a car show
Right.
with Autobots, AutoWorks,
Correct.
who did a magnificent event back then. So fun.
Next
Sonic
picture.
Carnival. It was Sonic Carnival 2014. I used to work for Congressman Ronald Singson back then.
Okay.
I did events for him in Fearless and concert events that they did. So I had so much experience with artists, and this was one of them as well. Good times. I forgot who
Sonic
the
Art.
performers were, but yeah, Sonic Carnival, Mall of Asia Arena. Yeah, so some eight. That was with Bon B
Mm-hmm.
on my right, and then my good friend Jackson Cunha, and then my partner, who's the designer for Soul Slam, Ira Cordero. So yeah,
So what makes this photo very memorable?
it's special for me because Ira was the one who created the logo for Soul Slam, the script.
Okay.
He was
Right.
the one that created the logo, all the posters of Soul Slam, all the shirts that we made before Ira. Ira was the creative person. I was the business
Ma-
person.
yes.
So we had a split. So I took care of business. He took care of everything in
Creative.
terms of creative. So we were a solid team.
And then you brought in or this foreign syempre influence na rin. And to be there and to be seen with all the other streetwear
Right.
fashion.
And yeah, and Jax, the person right, the second one next to Ira, he is an example of person I helped in terms of being an entrepreneur and when it comes to sneakers. So
Mhm.
he was better known back then as Air Max Nation, wherein he sold absolutely thousands of pairs of Air Max,
Wow.
90s Air Max One shoes. Like in
Okay.
a week, he would sell about 300,000 pesos worth of
Wow.
just Air Max shoes at the height of it.
Grabe.
And I helped him create the brand. So that was a huge thing back then. And
Until now, does he still
um,
do it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think so, but maybe it's diversified now to other things. But yeah. Oh, this is. I love this photo. This was in the first Complex Con. It's like Soul Slam in the US, but the biggest one
Okay, in the world, in the world,
in the world.
in the world.
Complex
No.
Con.
Mhm.
So this was with Jerry Lorenzo. He's the CEO and founder and creator of Fear of God, one of the biggest streetwear brands in the world.
Mhm.
Very memorable photo. We were exchanging ideas in terms of the future of streetwear. This was
Wow.
2016. This was about no November. There was a day before my birthday. So this was the first time I spent my birthday away from my wife.
Okay.
And
And this is also
so she had
where you
sapatos,
decided,
yeah.
siguro, okay, at that time you're deciding, thinking about the future of streetwear, but you're also mm, winding down Soul Slam, yung mga time na yan.
Yeah, so I was getting ideas from there with that event. So great memories. This was in Subic. That was the bench where we used to hang out a lot because we stayed at a place there in
Mhm.
Subic where there was an oval track. And we went back there around 20, I think that was 2018 out of boredom. Me and my wife
Parang
Christina.
memories, ha? Okay, and of course, it's
Parang
your wife, Christina.
punta nga tayo dun, yeah. And this was
Yeah.
the grand opening
Final
of
photo.
Carolina Herrera. Yeah, 2017. The owners of the brand invited us to be guests at that event, and it was a
Okay.
wonderful event that we went to here in the Philippines. Yeah.
All right. So there you have it. Your life in a nutshell. Final question, bro.
Yeah.
What is in store for you? You've done the last decade since you started 2011 for Soul Slam to 2021 now. How do you see yourself? Obviously, this is a cheesy question,
Oh
but
wow.
it's an honest question. How do you see yourself? Because now you obviously achieved a lot of your dreams. A lot of people hindi nila
Right.
masasabi na nagawa ko yan, nagawa ko yan, nagawa ko yan. Ito, you're now sharing your passion with a lot of people. You're helping.
I
What's in store for you next?
I'm very excited. To be honest, I'm very excited for the next half of my life.
Mhm.
Um, I'm turning 40 this November 4. So I'm
Wow,
very
happy
excited.
birthday.
I'm very excited about that because this I
Mhm.
consider it the second half of my life.
Mhm.
And with all the knowledge that I've been learning the past few years and still continue to be a student, the more I read, the more I learn things, and the
Mhm.
more I want to apply. I want to be the person that brings so much value to a lot of people. That's what I
Right.
want to do. I want to be able to help them succeed, be more successful than I am in their field of whatever field they choose. Even if it's my field, I don't care. I mean,
Tama.
there's enough pie for everyone to take. So I don't want to be remembered as a guy who had 1,200 pairs of shoes or had
Right.
so much collection. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the guy that remembered. Oh yeah, that guy helped me a lot with growing my business, or
Help
letting
you
me
change my life.
flourish. Yeah,
Tama.
flourish in
Tama.
whatever I wanted to do in life.
Okay.
Because I think making someone else happy is more
Right.
important than making yourself happy.
Tama, tama. So 5 years from now, I think I'll still be seeing you helping more people. Kasi
For sure.
helping more people and sharing them what you've had in your past life, quote unquote past life, di ba?
Right,
Okay,
right.
so you please tell our viewers out there where can they watch you, they can get in touch with you if you want your help, no? Kasi I think
Okay.
that's the
Well,
biggest thing
I'm
for now.
I'm in all social media platforms where
Okay.
there is attention. I have a Facebook account. You see it, Antonio Aguirre Jr. That's verified, so you'll see that That's
Yes,
me,
may check
Antonio Aguirre
button po
Jr.
siya.
Thank you, Facebook. I have my Instagram account, AntonioAguirre.Jr. I'm working on that. I have my Twitter account, Antonio Aguirre, with the O on the Antonio. My YouTube channel's Coach Antonio Aguirre.
Mhm.
Um, Please help me reach 100,000 subscribers.
Yes,
Close to
almost.
that
Silver
already.
button na.
Yeah, 94,000 plus already. And yeah, my TikTok account, Antonio Aguirre Jr., Coach Antonio, there. And then my
And
website,
website, yes.
AntonioAguirreJr.com. Everything's there. Everything you need to know about me when someone asks, what do you do or where do you spend your time? You'll see it in my website. I like writing, so I'll share my thoughts about life and everything around it in there.
Okay, so thank
Thank
you,
you.
Antonio, for being here, brother. Maraming salamat.
Bro, thank you so much.
I'm
I
personally
appreciate you.
proud of your growth. Dati lodi ko po yan siya sa streetwear. Ngayon mas lodi ko na po siya for everything else. So, and
Oh
I'm,
my
I'm
God.
very, and I'm very, no, I'm serious. I'm very proud of the growth that you've gone through.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Kasi not a lot of people can change their lives like that. No, let's face it, hindi po madaling magbago ang buhay ng isang tao, especially if you're looking towards, self-satisfaction, that yung masatisfy yung want mo, yung
Yeah.
happiness mo. But obviously you've done that, you've surpassed that, and that minimalist lifestyle you're sharing with others now, and also that life-changing aspect that you do for other people to enrich themselves, not only their lives but also their pockets, kasi syempre they can transgress into business and entrepreneurship because of what you do. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Antonio Aguirre Jr., maraming salamat, sir, for being our profile tonight. And I
Thanks,
know
man.
our viewers have a lot of questions, so hindi na natin tatanungin yan. They can always get in touch with you through your
Yeah.
podcast, their YouTube account, your Facebook, etc.
Right.
They can please get in touch with Antonio directly. I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of questions. Maraming salamat, Antonio, for being our guest tonight. Thank you so much. Please take care of yourself. Keep safe. God bless you. And of course, say hello to Christina for me.
Will do. Thanks, brother. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night,
Thank you.
everyone. Peace out.
Maraming salamat, Sir Antonio Aguirre Jr. for being our guest tonight. Very enlightening. Overtime po tayo. Okay lang. As always, it's always a pleasure to have great people to have with us here on our program. Alam ko po, naghihintay na po kayo sa ating ayuda ni Matt Montoya, but let's do a little bit of shout-outs sa inyo tonight. Naku, nawala na po yung ibang messages natin. I will try to read, ha. Again, hindi po tayo namimili ng ayuda natin here on comment section. Just a few shout-outs. Salamat daw sa iyo, Sir Antonio, from Roy John Pandan sa pag-share ng iyong life story. Thank you, Roy John. Who else do we have here? Always ingat daw, sir. Sabi ni Maria Jesusa, si Isay is always tuning in and watching us on our program. Okay. Ang dami niyo pong comments. Ay, hindi ko na po mabasa. Okay. Si DC Fur says hello as well. We are the biggest during that time. He helped my NBA 2K tournament back in 2014, sabi ni DJ Decipher. Thank you daw, Sir Antonio. Wow. Okay, so a lot of people thanking you for changing their lives. Ayan, way back even at that time. Okay, so I'm not gonna read out sobrang dami na po ng comments natin. We're gonna go to, because we're running out of time, we're gonna go to our Ayuda program. Tapos, para matawagan na po. Again, we want everybody to please join the Ayuda program properly po. No? Meron tayong mga instructions and patakaran kung paano po sumali sa ating Ayuda program. Andyan po yan sa page ng Lost Channel to please follow those instructions. Hindi po tayo namimili during the live show. And our admins on the Lost Channel are the ones deciding before the program. So, napili na po yan beforehand. So, you have time for our next program on Tuesday. Para mapili po sa ating ayuda. So right now, let's go to our ayuda program. This program is brought to you by Sosmar Joseph Marikina Heights Branch. Masarap kahit walang manok. Okay, ayuda program na po tayo. Reminder lang po, ladies and gentlemen, yung mga sumali po sa ayuda program, tinatawagan po natin kayo tonight, yung mga napili po nung last Tuesday pero hindi po tayo nakapag-program. At the same time, kailangan niyo po sagutin yung tawag natin. Okay? Kasi pag hindi niyo po nasagot, nako, sayang naman po, di ba? Okay, so let's call our first makakatanggap po ng ayuda tonight. As always, kailangan po natin ng uh, GCash. Kasi kung wala po tayong GCash, mahirapan po namin ipadala yung ayuda sa inyo. Okay, so you have to answer the phone. Kasi po, pag hindi nyo sinagot, hindi ho natin tayo, hindi ho namin kayo makakausap. Okay. Again, try po natin. Hello, good evening po. Pwede po kay Leia Chris Almares or Almares.
Eto po, wait lang po.
Sige, andito lang kami, hindi kami aalis. Hello,
Yes po.
Leia. Kilala mo ba ako? Hindi na. Hello, Leia. Hello, Leia. Nandiyan ka pa ba?
Hello po.
Ayan,
Yes po.
naririnig mo ako?
Yes po, sir. Narinig ko po kayo.
Ayun, ako po si Matt Montoya, Leia.
Hi, sir!
Ayun. Yan ang gusto.
Sir Antonio, sir.
Kamusta?
Ayun po, sir. Na-inspired po ko sa story nyo ngayon.
Ay, talaga? Thank you.
Opo.
Okay, so Leia, yun na yun. Wala na, tapos na. Hindi, joke lang. Joke lang. Okay, Leia, saan ka namin tinatawagan ngayong gabi?
Dito po sa Honor Rizal po.
Uy, malapit lang yan. Pwede tayong pumunta dyan. Alam nyo, masarap dyan sa Boso-Boso yung mga lomi ba, tsaka marami dyang masarap na kainan dyan.
Opo.
Kamusta naman? Nakapagbakuna ka na ba?
Ay, sir, kasi kasalukuyan po ngayon na ako yung nagdadalang tao.
Okay. Congratulations. Ilang months ka na?
Ano po, due date to, ano na po, 9 months, magna 9 months na po.
Hala, malapit na.
Kaya po nag-stop po ko sa work ngayon, tapos yun, ito, nood-nood, na-tempoan ko po kayo yung programa niyo po.
Wow, thank you. Lalaki, babae?
Lalaki.
Wow, good job. Okay. Asan yung asawa mo?
Ano po, nag-deliver pa po, delivery food driver po kasi sa gabi.
Aba, good job yan. Good job yan. Pero may trabaho din siya pag-araw.
Opo, meron po. Pero skeletal po, kaya yun, nag-isip po ng ibang pagkakita.
Aba, good job. Good job yan. So, yan ba ang unang anak ninyo?
Opo, una pong anak.
Wow, okay. So, excited ka na, I'm sure.
Pa?
Excited ka na, excited.
Excited at kinakabahan.
Well, alam mo, sana maging safe ang delivery mo. Yun lang naman ang pinipray namin para sa iyo. At siguro tama ka nga after mo mga anak tsaka ka nalang magpabakuna.
Opo, kasi ilang weeks na lang naman na eh.
Oo, kailan ba ang due date mo? Ngayong buwan na ba? Ngayong buwan or next month pa?
Ano po, estimated po nung COVID ko is katapusan.
Okay.
Nito.
Sige, so congratulations in advance sa iyo. Meron tayong advance ayuda for your delivery. Ayan na.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you po.
Okay, so ano ba yung GCash number mo? Ito rin ba yung tinawagan namin sa iyo?
Yes po, ito po. Ito po yung Gcash number ko.
Sige, so antayin mo lang after ng program, tatawagan ka namin. Papadala namin sa GCash mo, okay? At congratulations sa iyo at asawa mo, ha? At
sa programa niyo, sir.
thank you. And salamat sa laging pagkapanood, ha?
Opo.
Okay, mag-ingat kayo at kung yung asawa mo sana vaccinated na rin siya para hindi kanya dahil lagi siya lumalabas. At congratulations sa inyo ulit. Okay, mag-ingat kayo. God bless.
Thank you po. God bless you po.
Ayan po si Leia Chris Almares. Congratulations! Naku, medyo marami tayong tatawagan ngayong araw kasi babawi po tayo for last Tuesday ng ating nagkaroon po tayo ng technical difficulties. But don't worry, kailangan po niyong sagutin, ha? Ang ating tawag ngayon para po kayo ay mapili sa ating Ayuda Project. Nakakatuwa naman po, no? Yung sa gitna po ng pandemya, meron pa rin po tayong mga kabataan na pinapanganak, rather, na mga baby na pinapanganak. At hopefully po, maging safe ang delivery ni Leia. Wala, hindi nagre-ring. May signal naman. Sana po ay sumagot. Ha? At, naku, wala yata. Try po natin, okay? Parang walang nagko-connect. Let's try another number po, no? Minsan po ganyan talaga, hindi po nagko-connect agad. Kasi, or wala po kaya or walang signal. Yan, okay. Another number po. Sana sumagot this time. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Pwede po kay Mary Grace Taniedo.
Opo.
Mary Grace, ako po si Matt Montoya. Live ka po sa program natin, Matt Montoya Live.
Ay, opo. Salamat po.
Oh, bakit? Wala pa akong sinasabi.
Ay,
Mary Grace,
po.
kamusta ka na?
Okay lang po.
Saan ka namin-
Nakatapos lang po sa pagmamodule.
Ay, wow. Saan ka namin tinatawagan, Mary Grace?
Kakaano ko lang po yung cellphone ko po kasi ginamit ko sa pagmamodule.
Ay, very good. Saan ka tinatawagan namin ngayon? Anong parte ng Pilipinas?
Dito po sa Pasig City.
Malapit lang. O sige, dito sa Pasig. Mary Grace, kamusta naman yung pag-aaral mo? Anong year ka na? Anong year ba? Or grade?
Yung anak ko po yung tinuturuan ko po ng module.
Kaya nga tinatanong ko ikaw kasi ikaw yung gumagawa, hindi naman yung anak mo.
grade 2 po. Grade 2.
Ilan yung anak mo,
Opo.
Mary Grace?
4 po.
At lahat sila nag-aaral na?
May isa pong baby.
Okay. May isa kang baby. Yung
Opo.
asawa mo, anong trabaho?
Sa SM po.
Okay naman, tuloy-tuloy yung trabaho niya.
Okay naman po.
Good job. At least, ikaw, hindi ka makapagtrabaho, bantay ka lang sa mga bata.
Opo.
Okay, sige, di bale. So, pagkatapos ng module mo dyan, yung mga ibang module, gawin mo rin, ha? Okay, sige. Ito ba yung GCash number mo?
Patype ko na lang po ba sasabihin ko pa?
Ito bang tinawagan kong number? Ito yung GCash number mo o ibang numero?
Opo. Ito po.
Same number din. Okay, sige. Kung ito
Opo.
rin yung number, after ng program natin, papadala sa iyo yung ayuda, okay?
Okay po. Salamat po.
You're welcome at maraming salamat sa iyo sa laging pagkapanood mo sa programa natin. Alright?
Opo.
Mag-ingat kayo ng mga
Bagang pamasko po ito.
Ayun naman, talaga. Mag-ingat kayo ng mga bata, okay?
Okay po.
Vaccinated
God bless po.
vaccinated ka na ba?
Hindi pa po
Naku, ano
Kasi
ba yan?
po, wala po akong maiwanan po dun sa maliit ko.
Kapitbahay, kamag-anak.
May sakit po sa puso po Mahirap po iwanan.
Nako, mas delikado pag wala kang bakuna. Mary Grace, at delikado para sa mga bata, okay? Kailangan pabakuna ka
Okay po.
agad-agad.
Apo.
Ha?
Apo.
Alright, sige,
Apo.
mag-ingat kayo, okay?
Salamat po. Apo.
Sige, God
God bless po.
Ayan, si Mary Grace ng Pasig, ha? At mag-ingat kayo dyan, Mary Grace. Ako, napaka-importante yung magpabakuna na agad-agad. Dahil, alam mo na, ngayong panahon na to, kahit sabihin po nating marami na hong bakunado, mahirap pa rin po yung Delta variant. Ha? Nakakahawa pa rin po yan. Ina-assume po natin na dadating sa punto ng buhay po natin na magkakaroon po tayo ng COVID-19 dahil sa ganun na lang po talaga ang sistema ng sakit na yan. So kailangan po ilabanan yan at pagpabakuna po tayo. Napaka-importante po niyan because kung hindi, ang hirap po pag lumabas kayo at mahawahan, no? Lalo na po yung mga kabataan na wala pang bakuna na available ngayon. Although meron na po sinabi na may parating na po na gamot, hindi pa rin ho talaga 100% sure yan. So we have to be vaccinated para po ma-prevent or at least hindi ho mahawahan yung mga mahal natin sa buhay. Okay, pag hindi pa po sumagot itong tinawagan natin ngayon, tayo po ay pipili ng iba at yan na po ang ating mga tatawagan ngayong gabi. Naku,
is now unattended.
Ayan po yan po sinasabi namin na kung kayo po ay sasali sa ating ayuda program, better make sure po na naka-standby kayo at alam niyo po na tinatawagan kayo ng ganitong oras ng Martes at Huwebes. Ha? Okay. Sana naman po ay sumagot kayo.
Hello po.
Ay, Mary Grace, ikaw ba? Ay, si Mary Grace pala ito tinawagan ko.
Opo.
Sorry, Mary Grace. Sorry, wrong number.
Sige po.
Okay. Ano ba yan? Sorry po Ano ba yung denial natin? Mali-mali yung mga information ko. Sorry, pasensya na po. Try po natin ulit. At kung mag-connect na, sana mag-connect. Yan, okay. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. Pwede po kay Jonalyn Marquez?
Sino po ito?
Magandang gabi po. Ako po si Matt Montoya, Miss Jonalyn.
Yes, sir.
Oo, kilala niyo po ba ako?
Po, sir. Nag-comment lang ako kanina.
Ay, wow! Yun naman pala. Thank you. Akala ko kasi marami sa atin sumasali sa ayuda program na hindi naman nila kilala.
Po, sir.
Oo.
Nag-comment ako kanina, sir. Lagi naman.
Ay, maraming salamat at dahil dyan, nako, tapos na, wala na. Finish na. Jonalyn, saan ka namin
Yes, sir.
tinatawagan ngayon?
Po.
Saan ka namin tinatawagan ngayon?
Sa cellphone, sir.
Ay, nako, yan na. Yan na siyempre yung lugar. Yung lugar.
QC, sir.
Ayan. Siyempre sa cellphone kasi yung
QC.
saan?
Sa QC.
Sa
QC
Quezon
po,
City.
Project 4.
Ay, malapit lang din. Puro taga Metro Manila pala yung pinili ng ating admin ngayon. Okay. Jonalyn, may asawa ka ba?
Mayroon po, sir.
Ilan?
Dalawa po anak.
Dalawa
Isa lang,
anak.
sir.
Yung anak, tinatanong ko. Ikaw naman. Tinatanong ko lang kung ilan ang anak ninyo eh. Dalawa anak.
Dalawa, sir.
Ilan
Yes,
taon na yung
sir.
mga anak ninyo?
Isang 14 po, tsaka isang 12.
Pareho nag-aaral.
Apo.
Alright. Kamusta naman ang kalagayan nyo dyan sa, may trabaho ba kayo mag-asawa?
Wala po,
Pareho pati.
wala po, sir. Yung asawa ko lang po, sir. Sideline. Yan.
Okay. Pero yung mga anak mo nagtutuloy na module nila.
Yes, sir. Online tsaka module po.
Okay, very good yan. At least kahit na may pandemya, wag natin titigilan yung ating pag-aaral, ha?
Opo, sir.
Okay. So, ito ba yung GCash number mo, Jonalyn?
Opo, sir.
Okay, sige. So, after ng programa natin, sisend natin yung ayuda sa'yo, okay?
Ay, thank you, sir. Thank you po.
Oo.
Salamat po.
Pareho ba kayong bakunado na ng asawa mo?
Opo, sir.
Ay, good
Complete
job.
na po.
Ayan,
Opo.
kasi alam mo dyan sa Quezon City, napaka-agresibo ng kanilang bakuna nila. So napaka-importante lalo na yung pag lumalabas, 'di ba?
Opo, sir.
Oo, yung anak mo na isa, I think eligible na para doon sa pangbatang bakuna. Hindi ko lang alam kung kailan bibigay ng ating gobyerno, pero at least
Opo.
pareho. I think pati yata yung 12 anyos kung papayag na sila. I think
Oo nga,
pwede.
sir. Pinag-iisipan din namin mag-asawa kung kung babakunahan namin yung panganay kasi parang hindi pa kayanin.
Oh, basta ang importante pagka inanunsyo na ng World Health Organization at syempre ng ating pamunuan na kung pwede na sila
Opo, sir.
pabakunahan. So, very good 'yan, okay?
Opo.
Okay, so sige, mag-ingat kayo diyan, Jonalyn, at maraming salamat
Okay
ha
po.
sa laging
Okay, sir. Thank you,
pagsubaybay
sir.
sa ating programa. Mag-ingat kayo.
Opo, sir. Kayo din po, sir. God bless.
Thank you. God bless. Ayan po.
Opo. Thank you po. Opo.
Si Jonalyn Marquez mula Project 4 Quezon City. Maraming salamat sa ating laging pagsubaybay. Ayan po ang mga nanalo ngayong gabi sa ating, or rather nakakuha, hindi po nanalo kasi hindi naman tayo contest. Nakakuha po ng ating ayuda ngayong gabi. Si Leia Chris Almarez, si Jonalyn Marquez ng Quezon City at si Mary Grace Taniedo ng Pasig City. Ayan na po ang ating programa for tonight. Marami pong salamat ha. At sa mga hindi po natawagan, remember lang po, tatawagan, pwede pa rin po tayo mapili ng ating admin sa ating mga susunod na programs in the next few days. Okay, so that is Matt Montoya Live, October 14, 2021. Thank you so much. Super overtime po tayo ngayong gabi. Maraming salamat po sa ating guest, Mr. Antonio Aguirre Jr. Thank you so much for guesting on our program. I will see you again on Tuesday, ha? For Matt Montoya Live. Hindi ko po sigurado kung sino po ang ating guest, pero babalik po ang ating programa sa darating na Martes at magkita-kita po tayo ulit. Keep safe, wear your face mask, face shield where you need to wear it, at syempre social distancing at lahat po ng ating protocols. At kung hindi pa rin po kayo bakunado, naku po, dapat po sa inyo ay sinasampal. Kasi po, kailangan po natin yan, ha? Vaccine is the key to good health, ha? Ng hindi lang po ng ininyo, but ng buong Pilipinas at ng buong mundo. Okay? So again, maraming salamat po. And thank you so much. We will see you again on Tuesday. God bless you. This program is brought to you by Sosmar Joseph Marikina Heights Branch. Masarap kahit walang manok. This program is brought to you by Sosmar Joseph Marikina Heights Branch. Masarap kahit walang manok.